Hey guys, just back with another market analysis. So today I'm just looking at the Euro USD. So over the last few days, we did have the kind of the dollar weakness. So we had the dollar weakness, not just from the last few days, but I guess over since the beginning of October or so, 28th of September. We've had kind of a slight reversal in the dollar strength, so the dollar has been slightly weaker, but we have had a period of where we came up for a high reversal and then the dollar continued strength, so that has been, we didn't get a chance to make a new low. We do have rate hikes coming up though. So on November 2nd, we have the Fed Bank for the US potentially looking to hike rates by another 0.75%. That would be fundamentally bullish for the dollar again, bearish for stocks, bearish for crypto. So yeah, so pretty much haven't had too many signals this week. I think I did have one trade which I forgot to take a picture of, but I think it was on the pound, and it was like 15. I think I got 15 or 20 pips. The target was like 14 pips, 13.5 or 14 pips was hit. So I've added volume to this chart as well, not just any old volume. So I've kind of, I'll do a video on it soon, but pretty much it's a custom volume indicator using a higher period moving average to average a high amount of days. So pretty much it's a 365-day moving average tagged onto the, so it's a 365-day simple moving average tagged onto the volume indicator. So what it does, it basically shows you high volume times. So basically, when the volume rises above that line, the purple line on the volume bars, you can see it says 68.291K. That's so basically when the volume crosses above that, you can use it for an indication, but I guess you could probably even enter short. I haven't tested that out, but basically right now it tells me high volume times. If it's crossing, potentially you could enter short. Those are basically the highest volume times for the last 365 candles. So it shows you the average volume price for the last 365 candles. So if you're above the average volume price, that's potentially indicating high volume pretty much. So I haven't really messed with volume indicators that much, so I'm just starting to implement it. Some people swear by it, so maybe I'll work on some custom indicators in MT5 or MT4, coding some of those for fun. So well, if I do create anything, I'll keep you guys updated and perhaps share the code. So right now, just from a market's perspective, so dollar had some strength in the New York session. No signals, it was mostly continued. I did have some signals in the last few days, but they were small. Actually, there was 2 signals, so there was only I think I got 2 9-pip signals. I didn't take them because I felt like it didn't meet my target. I try to take signals with higher pips, more targets. I don't really want to go for a 9 and maybe think that it's not worth it. I should have taken it though, because it was this candle here at 2200 hours my time. It was it was a huge candle, but it was only giving me a 9-pip target. So yeah, so the volume did really kick in, which is cool because I haven't used this volume indicator before, so it's almost like that one I just mentioned in a recent video by XDCow. He created some volume indicator. When it turns yellow, orange, or red, it shows high volume. It seems like this could almost work like that, but I only really need to implement one color. So if it goes over the line, basically it's indicating high volume, you could turn it to like a yellow or something, or an orange. But pretty much, yeah, that short really hit. That continued. Other pairs really declined more, such as the euro, the pound also declining. Not as much as the euro, it looks like, but it did decline. There's definitely a lot of pretty much selling happening. Also, a little bit of a spike here. So it looks like it perhaps went up and came down. I wasn't actually watching. Would have been nice to have this volume indicator earlier, but that's alright. So yeah, I didn't get any signals with this, only the New Zealand dollar. I think the USD JPY had a long signal. Or something like that yesterday, but it was still only like 8 or 9 pips, so I didn't take it. So what's happening now in the market? Well, from a chart perspective, at least 4 hour, we have nothing. Not getting any signals. Pretty neutral now. Perhaps we'll see something. Well, if we could see something in the next hour, that would be nice, but not seeing anything really from a day trading perspective. Daily perspective, also not much. Pretty flat. As you can see, we're low volume. Price is pretty close to the moving averages. Whoops. So we have nothing really right now. No huge spikes or dumps to get in on. Like, not like here, right? These are real nice. Nice jump and nice easy spike. Nice dump and potentially, yeah, so pretty much, yeah, stuff like that. That's what I like. Obviously that doesn't happen every day, but it does happen a few times a week, so that's alright. So we have the Australian dollar perhaps starting to move a little bit, not too much. Looks like the one that's moving the most is the Australian dollar and the US during this session. There is some data for Japan coming out today. The US had the GDP higher than expected, so that was bullish for the US dollar today. Yesterday, the Bank of Canada increased rates by 0.75%. That was bullish for the Canadian dollar yesterday. Okay, so there's a little bit of moving here a little bit, but it's still hasn't moved too much yet. So US Canadian moving a little bit, and the Australian dollar US moving a little bit as well. So can we see something soon, perhaps? Bitcoin, oh, that's just about to open, isn't it? Okay, so we got 2 minutes on that. We'll come back. Nice dump here. It looks like volume's coming in. Missed that, so apologize for that. But it's nice to have that volume indicator, custom volume indicator showing high volume. We'll do a strategy video on it, perhaps, just see what we can do with it. Looks like high volume was coming in with the sell. Low of 211. Sorry, low of 211, currently 290. So yeah, it could have made some. just with a volume indicator if you want, which is nice to have, I guess. It's funny because I never messed with volume, and I just started kind of messing with the codes a little bit just to see what can happen. And I was just thinking, well, a volume indicator by itself, that's not really going to do anything. We need to find some way to show that volume's high and volume's low. So I'm like, let's tag a moving average onto it. The standard one is 20, a period of 20. That doesn't do anything because it only gives you the last 20 days. I want to know what's happening over the last 365 candles or 200 candles or something to really show when's volume high and when's volume low. That's what we need, not something so low. So increasing the range, increasing the value, the number, might help here. I'll continue to update you guys on that. So 30 seconds here, we have high volume here for Ethereum as well, it looks like. Which is cool. I'm kind of liking the volume indicator, to be honest. It's nice when I have this mapping out of high and low time, so looks like we will be getting into low volume again after this candle, because maybe not. I feel like I never get as many good signals on Bitcoin, but it's possible that because it's all the good signals are during the New York session anyway. So yeah, so there is no long signal here, even though that's pretty oversold from my perspective. Unfortunately, no long here. Let's check out Ethereum. I'm going to keep an eye on that volume. Perhaps if it's crossing up, then let's see if we can work with it. That's about it. Let's see, we have XRP. Looks like that MACD is crossing down at this point, so doesn't look like it's going to be crossing up. The histogram, the lines won't be moving closer anyways. No bullish signals right now. What else is there? Sheeb, Dodge. Quite the high sell volume on that. Looks like profit taking phase is gonna be starting soon. So once again, no bullish signals right now, unfortunately. You may be able to catch something on the lower time frames. Looks like we could see some more bearish movement going into tomorrow for crypto. How's the day looking? Potentially bearish right now. Could be signaling more US dollar strength for the continued day, as well as perhaps Friday. GDP numbers were released today, so we'll go over that in a sec. It was higher than expected and higher than previous, I believe, for economic news. So let's see what else we have. Oil moving a little bit higher today, but was low earlier this week, so perhaps will be. Looks like some high sell volume has started, also starting now. So we're just catching it right now. There's high sell volume coming in at this exact moment, it looks like, which is, how cool is that, right? So huge sell coming in here. It's been a while since the volume's kicked up. Hasn't been like this since the 20th of October, so it's been almost a week. So it looks like high sell volume is coming in for oil, which is nice to know in this session. So it's been about a week since we've seen such high volume in the oil and the crude market. So this is during the Asian session. So we have, when does Saudi Arabia open up? Because they're pretty high on trading oil. So they're, maybe I should Google that. Can I open up another tab? So what time is it in Saudi Arabia? What time is it in, actually Dubai, I guess. Is that where the market is? So 4:04 a.m. So Dubai is waking up at this time. So we have perhaps once they will start waking up, more volume will start coming in, more sell volume perhaps. So today is, let's just look at the reports for today. Do we have a crude oil report? Was it yesterday or today? So we had GDP numbers come out higher than expected, higher than previous for the US. So that's showing that inflation perhaps on the rise again in the US. But has it been coming down overall? Actual. So it looks like inflation has been going down slowly. Bit of a spike this month perhaps. So it looks like the overall trend of inflation has been, from a gross domestic product point of view, has been going down. So gross domestic product, GDP, measures the annualized change in the inflation adjusted value of all goods and services produced by the economy. It is a broadcast measure of economic activity and the primary indicator of the economy's health. Usual effect: actual is greater than forecast is equal to good for currency. Frequency related monthly. There are 3 versions of GDP. We can skip that. So it looks like inflation definitely has been going down since 2021, 2022. It's also been going down slowly. So we had release date October 27, 2.6%. No change in the last one, but definitely May, June going. So May going down. May to June going down. June, so basically going down slowly, but we had a kind of a spike this month, so perhaps that's kind of an odd spike though. It seems like it's a big spike from negative 0.6%, so that's not really good for the strong for the dollar, I guess, but not good for stocks or crypto. So initial jobless claims, lower than expected, showing more people are working in the States, previous to actual increase though. From a previous amount, it was increased slightly. So kind of neutral for that report. So the European ECB had a press conference today. High volatility. Christine Lagarde, President Lagarde spoke. ECB President. So there was high volatility in the euro today, as we saw. So there is a Bank of Japan outlook report coming, 3 stars. Volatility, so high volatility in the yen today. For the dollar yen, if you're watching FX, foreign exchange, for the majors. Was there an oil report? I'm looking. So we talked about the Bank of Canada raising interest rates by 0.75%. U.S. crude oil inventories coming in a surplus. That was yesterday, showing that demand is weakening, supply is increasing. Potentially, so it's not potentially, but fundamentally bearish going forward for the week for crude oil prices, which is good. We want gas prices to come down. And yeah, that's about it. So there was a Bank of Japan outlook yesterday again. So what's happening tomorrow? We have the dollar yen again, 3-star volatility. Then we have the euro showing 3-star volatility at sometime in the night, early morning tonight, 4 a.m. New York time, I believe, 8 a.m. New York time. More high volatility euro news from Germany. We have a core PCE price index report coming out for the US. And Canada, we have a GDP coming out tomorrow as well. So it's pretty big Friday. Lots happening in economic news, which will definitely be moving the market. Whoops. So let's get that here. Back to this. So yeah. So we had the high volume coming in for the oil. So it looks like we have high volume coming in for oil. We had a low of 0.8887. So high sell volume. Sorry, did I say volatility? So high sell volume coming in for oil at this time, which we haven't seen in a while. So yeah, that's that high volume. So why are these different though? So that's confusing here because we have two different tickers for the same thing showing a slightly different trend. So that's the crude spot, and that is the CFD for West Texas Intermediate. So they should be around the same thing. That's kind of confusing, but you can use both maybe.